What's shaking, baseball family? How are you tonight? I'm Brig, and I got the Mr. Bradmaster over there. How are you, Brad?
I'm doing well. Been a long day, but I'm here and doing well. Is there an echo in here, Brick? Does that sound echoey to you?
Maybe just a hair, but not enough to worry about. Brad is on the road, ladies and gentlemen, so
I
we're
am.
reading him from not at his house, and
That's
that's
right.
exciting. I think that's the technical term. Brad is not home.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Thursday night lives are short, sweet, and to the point. So let's get to it so we can give you your picks for uh, where we think you should put your money if you're going to bet on baseball this weekend, as well as what games you should be paying attention to according to our brain pans. So, first things first, Pittsburgh Pirates have now decided that the Bryan Reynolds saga is continuing, and it has maybe come to a certain end because they have agreed to a contract extension at 8 years, $106.75 million. This includes no options. There is a full no trade clause, which is completely ridiculous. This puts
Well, I
him
mean, it just means that he can pick his destination when it comes down to being traded, right?
right,
It's not
right,
like
right,
he's
right.
like, no, absolutely not. I want to be a pirate for the rest of my life. It's like,
Right.
well, but I don't want to go to these places. Don't send me to DC.
Right. I think we can all completely relate to that. Like even as civilians who don't play baseball, just don't send me to DC. Anything in and around the Beltway is just off limits. Okay. All right. Tell your boss. Briggs said. All right. So 8 years, $106.75 million. Why would he agree, Brad, to remain in Pittsburgh after all the back and forth and all the please let me go and this craziness?
Because, well, for one, they're good right now, right? Like we said they were contenders. We
Yeah.
think that they're going to contend the rest of the season.
Yeah.
At this point, well, because first off, along that vein though, Brig, like didn't we say like it's weird that the Pirates aren't good with as much talent as they have,
We have
right?
said that repeatedly.
Yeah, so I think it makes sense that they're finally hitting and they're finally good. And that's why I think it's going to continue. And I think he sees the talent around him and is not I don't think he's delusional or anything to be like pretty good team. Wouldn't mind sticking around. Looks like
Sure.
they've made some moves, and whoever we have in the front office right now knows what he's doing. Um,
Hmm.
so I saw something the other day though about this deal that said that it was the largest contract. Not only is it the largest contract in Pirates history, but it's also the largest contract signed by an outfielder who went to college.
Whoa.
That's
On a
really
third
interesting.
on a Thursday at midnight with the last name starts with an R.
On a waxing crescent.
With a
Yes,
waxing.
waxing crescent moon. Yeah, like
Okay. That
really
is
though,
a big deal.
you think about it though. Like think about the outfielders who get paid.
Yeah.
Not a lot of college. Like it's
Yeah, not a
really
lot of
interesting
college.
that a lot of
That
those
is
guys are drafted out of high school or come
that's
from
true.
the international pool. So
That's true.
fascinating because he went to Vanderbilt, which is known for its baseball.
Yeah, oh yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
no, really interesting stuff though with that. No, I mean, what do you think, Brig? Do you think he made a good move signing a long term deal? Because he'll be 37 by the time this contract ends.
Yeah, it's a great deal for him, especially with the no trade clause. And because what this is going to do is even if the Pirates decide to offload him at some point and somebody else wants to pick up his contract, he's still guaranteed pay through 37 years old. That's why
Yeah,
it's a great deal. So I think no matter what, even if he jumps ship or they sell him off to make payroll space, which is bizarre because they don't pay their guys anything anyway. But whatever the circumstances may be in the future, this is going to guarantee him some great stock
yeah. Could be 4 years from now. They're like, we don't want to pay the rest of this deal, and they ship him off somewhere else.
to
I
New
wouldn't be
York.
surprised if that
Yeah,
happened.
totally.
So,
Let's shift some gears really quick because there is a very exciting international opportunity for baseball. The Mexico City series is going to be played between the San Diego Padres and the San Francisco Giants, because that's fun to say in your mouth. This will be in, like I said, at Mexico City, April 29th and 30th at Alfredo Harp Helu Stadium. This is the first regular season games played in Mexico City. Previously, they have played regular season games in Monterrey. So I wish I was going, I think is my
I do
prevailing.
too. One thing that's going to be fun about this, though, is that isn't Mexico City higher than Denver altitude-wise?
Is it? Oh, I'm looking right now.
I think
I'll look right now.
remember when the NFL went to Mexico City a couple years ago, there was a whole thing about the altitude, and everybody was like sucking air, and everybody was just gassed by like halftime or something like that.
Okay,
Oh,
Mexico City's elevation is 7,349 feet.
yeah, that's
Denver's
Denver
elevation
5,000.
is 5,279 feet.
Yeah,
Holy
considerably
crap!
higher. Yeah, there could be a lot of home runs in this
Oh,
game,
wow.
especially with the Padres. Maybe the Padres use this game to get back on track. I don't know. Or these two games. That'll be really
Well,
interesting to see, though.
so when the Red Sox and Yankees played in London a few years ago,
Mhm. Oh, yeah?
there were like a billion. I think it was some like 50 home runs over the complete series.
Yeah.
And their elevation is at 36 feet in
Right,
London, by
yeah.
the way.
12 meters for those of you keeping track. But
There you go. There
uh,
you go.
no, I think there's going to be a ton of home runs in these two games, though, and it's going to be fascinating to watch. I feel bad for those poor pitchers.
Unless your
They're
name
probably
is Juan
drawing straws.
Soto, and then you're not going to be
Yeah.
hitting anything because you're not hitting
I don't know
anything.
unless he uses this to get back on track. So I don't know.
Be a great
That was
opportunity for him.
that's a thought that I had, though, is that it was higher in altitude than Denver, and pitchers
Yeah.
hate Denver as it is.
So who do you think has their best game in Mexico?
I think Fernando Tatis is going to go off.
It's a good
Yeah.
one.
I think it's going to be a launch pad for him, and he's going
Mhm.
to have a good couple games, and they're going to be like, "Oh, we're so happy to have you back.
Yeah.
We missed you last year." What about you? Who do you think is going to be?
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I want to see Machado go off as well. I think
I
that
would
would
love to
be
see
really,
Machado
really
go
fun.
off. Honestly, like I would love to see both those guys, but at this point right now, I think the one who it's going to be is Xander Bogaerts.
Oh,
He's the
yeah.
most likely, right?
He
He's the one
is
who's
the
actually
most
hitting
likely.
right now.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Well,
yeah,
good
we'll
for
see.
them. Very
Yeah.
exciting. We will be tuning in and we'll let you know how it goes. If you want to watch, go watch. You should.
Yes.
Jordan Walker was swapped out for Taylor Motter in the St. Louis Cardinals organization. Jordan Walker is an outstanding rookie sensation right now. He was like number one in their farm system and everything like that, and he's batting at the league average at 274. He's had 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 11 RBIs, but he struck out 20 times so far.
Yeah, and I honestly, everybody has struck out 20 times at this point, so I'm not like
That's
super
exactly
concerned
what I
about that.
Mm-mm.
I just think it's so weird, right? That they bring this guy up and they're like, "Yeah, opening day roster spot for sure, absolutely, everything," you know.
Yep,
But
yep.
then all of a sudden they're like, "Well, but you're like average right now."
Duh.
Yeah, and there are all-stars who are below average right now.
Duh. Yes.
It's the first month of the season. It's the first month of his big league career. What do you expect? And you're going to bring in Taylor Motter, who, to be fair, I liked him when he played for the Mariners because he was a guy who could come in and steal a base, and every once in a while he'd hit a home run. But this is Taylor Motter's journey. This is what they're swapping out their top prospect for. So Taylor Motter has played 6 years of big league baseball, has 1.113 years of service time. That's how much time he has spent in the big leagues. Since 2020, he played in the KBO. In 2021, he played for the Rockies and the Red Sox for a total of 16 games. In 2022, he played just 2 games for the Reds. And then this year, so far, he's played 7 for the Cardinals. 166 games over the course of his entire career. 192 average, 10 home runs, 13 stolen bases, and 12 of those came in 2017 with the Mariners. And out of those 166 games, he has had 108 strikeouts. I don't get it, man.
I don't get it either.
Don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense when they made the move. When they announced it, it doesn't make any sense today. That is not a move that says to me that I don't know. I don't want to say it says we want to win. But I don't know if they were like, well, we're not playing well right now. We got to make a move, and this is the one that's the easiest to make. You know?
Right. Right.
I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. Is it
So
equally as weird to you?
it's super strange. Taylor Motter is hitting 222 right now. His on base percentage is 300, slugging 333. OPS is at 633. He has 0 home runs. And let's just go down the line and compare. 2 doubles, 4 hits in 7 games. So he's only had 20 plate appearances, 18 at bats. Okay, so 18 at bats, 0 runs scored, 4 hits, 2 doubles, 0 triples, 0 home runs, a single RBI. He's walked 1 time. He's at 8 strikeouts.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand what the swap is about.
And maybe it's just one of those things where they're like, we want to let Jordan Walker develop a little bit more, right? Like that might be what it is, that we don't want him to fail at the big league level. We don't want him to play mediocre baseball at the big league level. We would rather have him go get uber confident in the minor leagues and then come up. But I do feel like there is something to be said for like letting a guy get his reps, right?
Right.
Because he's not going to see that kind of pitching anywhere. He could go down to AAA and just rake for 3 weeks down there, and they're like, oh, now he's ready to come up. Not necessarily. Even if he hits 500, what, in Memphis? That's their AAA affiliate, right?
Yeah.
If he goes down and hits 500 in 3 weeks in Memphis, they bring him up, he could still bet. He could come back up and hit $150. That's how different the pitching is.
It is different. And if he's already hitting at 274 right now, I just don't understand. I know he strikes out a lot, and that's fine, but I don't know.
And this is the thing, is that like the Mariners had Jared Kelenic up and down the last 2 years. He never had, like, they gave him a chance to work through a slump, but he was like over 35. And at that point, it's like, yeah, you got to go get your mind right. It's not your mechanics, it's your mind. And then this year he's come out and he's been amazing, just absolutely on a tear to start the season.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of that has to do with him being able to, at the very least, be in a big league dugout and clubhouse, and B, fail at the big league level and be like, yeah, no, this is really legitimately what I need to work on. Not, oh, for some reason I can hit AAA pitching, but I can't hit big league pitching. I need to figure that out. Right? He had a big enough sample size that he could really, like, he had tangible stuff to work with. And I feel like I don't know, it makes no sense to me. Anyway,
let's do a side-by-side comparison really quick. Another infielder, another rookie this season, Anthony Volpe. Okay, so out of 29 games, 79 at-bats, he scored 11 runs on 18 hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, 16 walks, 28 strikeouts. His batting average sits at 228. On base, 358. Slugging is 354. And they're starting him. He hits leadoff every day.
And they haven't moved him down in the order. They haven't demoted him. They gave him a day off, but I feel like that's normal. And then he came in. Did he pinch run or pinch hit that day?
He has done a pinch run stint or whatever.
He got in that game anyway. So I don't know. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But then again, it's the Cardinals, and they're just like playing chess while I'm playing checkers. So
that was the last point I was going to make. 100% agree with you, because nobody can trust Brian Cashman right now. So
no,
hard to compare.
Yeah, it is hard to compare.
Hard to compare. All right, baseball family, if you like what we're doing here on the Tuesday morning show and the Thursday night show and everything we do in between, the best way to support the show is on Patreon. You can go to patreon.com, search Baseball Together, and we have 5 tiers of support from $1 to $500 at the top level. That's the commissioner tier. Go to patreon.com to figure out what exactly is involved as far as the list of perks. We think they're pretty sweet. Totally optional to not do that one and do one of the lower ones as well. That's also acceptable. But they all come with their own perks, and we would love to have the support. We can't do it without you, and this is a great way to do that. Brad, tell them about the big show.
Big Show comes out every Tuesday morning. We do it on the YouTubes, and we also do it on just about every podcast platform that you use. I can't think of any that we're not on. This last week, we played a fun game called Contenders or Pretenders, and we also included Panic or Patience. If you don't know what that is, go have a listen and find out for yourself. It was a lot of fun, and I felt like we had some really constructive conversation about it. I thought it was really good. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to doing it again. We're going to do it every month. It's a good time.
It was a really good time.
Okay, let's talk about the national TV schedule, shall we?
Bingo.
Go ahead. Sorry, Brig.
Yes. No. I think you're right on the money. The national TV scope. Why don't you tell them about Friday, and I'll go Saturday. You go Sunday. How about that?
All right, let's do that. Okay, Friday, we got Apple TV Plus. Remember, you do have to have a subscription to Apple TV Plus to watch these games this year. They're not giving them away for free. Friday night, we've got the Phillies at the Astros. That is 8:10 p.m. again on Apple TV Plus. The Phillies are 12-13 going into Thursday. The Astros, on the other hand, are 14-11. But the Phillies took 2 out of 3 from Seattle. So I'm not going to get into it, but the Phillies have looked better than they have earlier this season. It seems like they might be figuring it out. The Astros have certainly figured it out. They are back to form.
They swept the Braves, and I was shocked.
I thought at most, I was like, they'll take like 2 of those, right? But no, they swept them. And yeah, the Astros are back. Look out. So much for a World Series hangover. And then the other Apple TV Plus game on Friday night is the Cardinals at the Dodgers. That game's at 10:10 p.m. Eastern. The Cardinals are 9-16, like we talked about, not playing very well. The Dodgers are, I don't want to say a bad,
confusing,
but they're not a good 13-12.
Yeah. They're just above 500.
Yeah, it's interesting. And half their team has gone on paternity leave in the last 3 weeks. So you can do some math there and make some of your own conclusions. We sure have.
We already did. Yeah.
but I maintain, man, I still think they should have torn that thing down and rebuilt it, because I don't think they're going to be the same team that they have been the last 3-4 years.
Same. Totally agree. Okay, let's jump to Saturday. 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. According to your local listings, you can get on Fox and watch the Braves play the Mets. The Braves are 17-8. The Mets are 14-11. This should work out to be a heavyweight matchup. Honestly, it should be like it's like a title fight. And I would have felt better about it, except for the Braves loss to the Astros in every single one of those games, and now I'm confused. So, who knows how this could go? Like, I have no idea. You depending on if you can't get the Braves and Mets, you could also end up with the Cubs and the Mariners that will be played in Seattle. Marlins will be played in Miami, not Seattle. The Cubs at the Marlins. The Cubs are 13-10. Whatever that means, because they ended up beating the Dodgers a couple of times for those wins, and I'm confused as well. The Marlins are 12-13. I say bravo for what they've got going on in Miami. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if the Cubs can keep beating teams that they really are supposed to be beating, and see if the Marlins can keep winning games they should really not be winning. So
yeah.
That
actually makes me wonder. Like, I'm curious. I want to check this real quick. I want to see the Marlins, their Pythagorean win percentage or whatever, of like the games that they're supposed to win. Jump in and check that real quick. That's going to be just a couple seconds. You want to go in and tell us what we have on Sunday, Brig, while I do this?
Wake Up and Baseball will be Cubs at Marlins. That's going to be on Peacock at 12:05 p.m. Eastern time. That's our Sunday Wake Up and Baseball game. ESPN at 7:10 Eastern is the national broadcast. That will feature the Phillies in Houston playing the Astros, and we've already talked about that. It's going to be a really interesting matchup, but I think we can look for the Astros to just clobber Philly.
I would think so.
Yeah.
As of today, I want them to.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah. And this is the thing that's like, I hate it when the Astros win because of the AL West, but at the same time though, like I'm hurting after this Phillies series, to be honest with you. Okay, real quick, Brig, are you ready? What the Baseball Reference has their Pythagorean win percentage, their record,
right?
At 8-17 for the Marlins.
Whoa! See, they have no business winning these games, and they are.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
Bingo,
So,
bango.
Anyway,
Brad, tell us about what series you're going to be watching and that are no misses for you.
okay. First, I got the Mariners at the Blue Jays. Always going to include the Mariners here, but this is a legitimate series to watch because both these teams, I mean, the Blue Jays have been winning, but the Mariners need to win. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Blue Jays come out and they kind of bury the M's in the AL West for a little while. And I say a little while optimistically, right? My other one is the Angels and the Brewers because the Angels, they're coming off a series against the A's. And I'm curious how they play riding high on confidence against a very good Milwaukee team. My other one, like we talked about, the Braves and the Mets. I'm curious what the Braves do after getting swept last weekend and how they can handle the Mets. Because the Mets, despite everything, are still a very good team.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What do you got, Brig?
I will be paying very close attention tomorrow to the Texas Yankees game, the Texas Rangers versus the Yankees. It's in Arlington. The Yankees are 14-11. The Rangers are 14-10. They're playing right now. And it's currently 3-0, top of the sixth. The Yankees are up. Good. And that's as it should be. Honestly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I think this will be. I was going to put this on mine, but I knew you were going to have it. But I think it's a good litmus test for the Rangers to see if they're for real or not.
It is, and it's going to be. This will sway my opinion on whether the Yankees are in panic or patience mode.
Very good. Yes.
This will help inform that opinion. So that's what the game I'll be watching Friday and Saturday. Obviously, the series extends into Sunday. I also want to watch. I want to watch the Orioles just beat the crap out of the Tigers. Like
they didn't today, or they weren't when I was watching the game.
I haven't seen any of the updates, but that's what I hope to see. And if I don't see that, I'm going to be disappointed. So based on what, like you said, Brad, what happened today, which was a 7-4 Orioles. The Orioles are up 7-4 right now.
They're up now. Last time I saw it was 3-2. So
yeah,
they've come back.
This is not as good as I need from Baltimore right now. It's still, I mean, go ahead and win the ball game, but they should be burying Detroit. And because they're not, I'm shocked.
Well, I'll tell you, Brig, they've outscored them 7-1 since they turned that game on. So,
bingo.
There you go.
That's outstanding. Braves, Mets, we talked about that's going to be a big deal. I'm excited to see that. Obviously, we will be watching the Mexico City series, and that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But as far as like interesting storylines go, the Cardinals are facing the Dodgers. And I think two teams that are kind of skidding out right now could be really fun to watch, especially because they both should be better than they are right now. I think as of right now, the Cardinals are 10-16. The Dodgers are 13-13. So, the series could go either way. That's what I'm trying to say. And it'll be fun to watch.
There you go. Yeah. All right, let's get into our picks, our weekend picks. So
do it.
I went 0-3 last week, Brig. Do you know what you did? I forgot to check how you did.
I didn't check either. Sorry.
And so I know there are going to be weekends like that, but it still hurts. It still hurts my ego. Yeah. So I'm going to hopefully do better this weekend. So Friday, I've got the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. I'm going to say take the Diamondbacks -1.5. WinBet has the Diamondbacks at -1.5 at +115. As of this moment, those are your best odds. Go get them. Put some money on it because I feel like the Diamondbacks are just going to take it to the Rockies. Saturday, I got the Pirates of the Nats. Take plus money on the Pirates here. It's probably going to be the run line, most likely. If you can't get it, then go with the over. I think the over on this game is probably going to be about 8.5 to 9. Go ahead and take it if you don't get plus money on the run line. Sunday, let's go Cleveland at the Red Sox. Chris Sale is pitching for the Red Sox, so take your plus money on Cleveland here.
Well, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's probably going to be the run line, but if it's the money line, which I wouldn't be surprised just because the way the Red Sox have been playing, that is an absolute steal. Go get free money right there.
Yeah, go get free money.
There you go.
So Friday was also going to pick the D-backs at the Rockies, and I picked the D-backs to win. So that'll be really great, even though it's in Coors.
Yeah. So are you going to take plus money on the run line, or you just want the money line?
I want the money line. I want to make it easy so it's not complicated. Right. For Saturday's game, I actually think the Yankees might lose on Saturday to the Rangers. So which I
with
really
DeGrom
hesitate.
pitching.
Yeah, so I really hesitate to say that, but with DeGrom pitching, I think it's a pretty good idea to take the Rangers on the money line if you can get it, but the run line would be okay as well because I think that he will shut down the Yankees offense, who's already kind of floundering as it is. We can't do anything without the long
Probably
ball
going to
right
be
now.
the run line there, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But money line would be great if you can find it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Exactly. Sunday, I would go with the Rays. If you want free money, pick the Rays over the White Sox. That's going to be super simple. I don't care what odds you can get. You're going to come
Take your
out on
plus
top.
money where you can on the run
Anywhere.
line there because you're getting it. You're getting it
gonna
on
get
Sunday. And I'll say this. I'll take this a step further, Brig. I would be so confident as to say that even if it's not on the run line, which sometimes it's not,
Right.
take the over. Take the over on a Sunday afternoon with these two teams. Yes.
Sunday at 2 p.m. at Comiskey or whatever they're calling it now, guaranteed some kind of
Guaranteed
loan company,
field.
something. Who cares?
Yeah.
Get your free money with guaranteed rate. This is a guaranteed rate right here. That's what I'm saying.
Brig, would you be willing to put a pie in the face on this one?
Yes. Would you?
Oh, yes. No.
Okay.
I'm not taking a pie in the face. This is your pick. This is your pick, Brig.
It's my pick. I'll take a pie in the face.
So if your pick
the White
does not
Sox
hit, you will take a
somehow
pie
beat
in
the
face.
Rays.
All right. Okay. Deal. Done deal. I'm gonna log that so we don't forget.
Do it.
Oh,
yeah.
I hope this one doesn't win.
The Rays are 20-5.
I know, and the White Sox stink.
The White Sox are 7-18, and if you haven't yet, get on the ESPN Chicago website and go listen to the caller who called in and ranted about the White Sox and the front office and their performance and all the rebuilding efforts that have failed. It is an absolute joy to listen to somebody rattle off such eloquent, well-placed jabs. I mean, that dude was throwing daggers, and it was all of it was on point. I loved it.
That's awesome. I love that so much. I'm gonna have to go do this as soon as we're done. Amazing.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, baseball family, thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, you can always hop on schnookseatery.com to support the show. Use code BTPOD to save 10% off your order to support your mouth, support the show, and like, subscribe, rate, and review everywhere you get your podcasts over on YouTube. Everything. Let us know what you think about what we're doing. Subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss anything, especially when we drop bite-sized clips every single day of the show. So if you don't have an hour to go watch, you can get it little bits on the YouTube. So baseball family, thanks so much for joining us. I got to get out of here, and we'll catch you next week.